session of the LTT Telecom. So today we will have a look on all the devices. Paul will explain you a bit more all the toys that we have here today. It's the final session of the LTT Telecom, but you still have some days to finalize the online modules that you have in the Tempo course. The session is recorded, so you can go through this recorded session afterwards if you want to review any concept that is not clear. And also remind you that you always will have access to the Tempo course with all the content that is there, and also with the videos to use this as a tool for you in the future in the field if you need more information. No? So the dynamic of this session is a bit different of the others of the LTT, because as you see, we have this other camera that will be focusing on the different devices, and Paul will be explaining you a bit what is all of this, and then we'll be sharing the screen, so we'll be doing a bit in a different format, let's say like that. If you have questions, I mean, Paul will tell you how we proceed, but you will have a space, of course, to ask and any question during and after the session, and it will last for 2 hours as usual. So thank you for being there, and Paul, whenever you want, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you, Miquel. So first of all, I want to thank you for following this training and having an initial reflection idea, because during this training, these modules you have been doing, you have been following and knowing the technology. Now we have been learning about all the technologies that we are using in telecom, and now the objective, it's more to think about why we need them, why we want to use them. No, so this initial thinking, I want all of you to think what should we ensure, no? Why we have these technologies, when do we need it, where do we need it, in which context, and who need to be covered, which activities, who need to be involved on the usage of all these tools. So for this, a little bit, the thinking that is behind is, okay, we have all this technology, but we really need it all, in which situations? So this is what we are going to see a little bit more here, and having a little bit of a look on the different technologies, giving some tips and some recommendations. First, why we need it. No, what we need to ensure, from our point of view, telecom need to ensure security and operations. These are the two main pillars that we want to use this technology for. When it is needed, as it is security, as it is operations, so we need it 24 hours, 7 days. So that's the global view. And then where do we need it? We need it in bases. We need it in sub bases that we can have. We need it during the movements. We need it in special activities or for some stuff. Then we can think also if in all the technologies that we have seen, when we can propose them to answer all these previous questions. No? Technologies help us to cover all these points. So as you know, each context is different, and we don't need the same setup everywhere. We need to be flexible. We need to analyze the context, the moment, the situation, and propose the best solution for it. Different options are there, different contexts are there, and also these contexts evolve. So we need to be flexible and we can change. One decision that is valid at one moment, maybe it's different at a different moment of it. Thinking all of it helps us to justify why we want these technologies. As you know, telecom is not a cheap investment. All the equipment have its cost. Normally it's medium high. Also, there are some subscriptions, some regular fees that we have to pay. So if we can justify why we need them, there will be no problem to order, there will be no problem to use it. If we don't have a clear answer, it's more likable that we keep using old technology, or we are having redundant technology for moments that we really don't need so much. And this is as a first thing to think about. And then a second area is, we have seen all this, but nowadays in most of the places, GSM, telephone, mobile phones, smartphones is there. So more and more we're using this as the primary technology to communicate, the primary technology to share information. But it's not reliable all the time and in all of the areas. It's more practical, it's less expensive, it's easy to get, it's easy to update, and the users normally they know how to use it, so you need less effort to use this technology. But we need to think that at some point this will not be available. So what we need with the telecom technology that we have been seeing here is to cover all the activities when this technology will not be there. No? GSM lines have a local dependency. An operator can be working, and suddenly for change of context, climatical change, or security change, the line can be cut. So we need to have something reliable, something that is independent. This is the backup that we are talking here and what we are seeing. Okay. I say we are going to see all of the technologies. I will show a little bit here and there. If you have questions, just put them in the chat, and Mikel will ensure that if it's something relevant, he will cut me. Otherwise, you can have your questions by the end of the explanation. The first technology that we are going to see is VHF. Okay, we have first equipment. This is a VHF handset, a radio. This is a model that we are still using it in most of the places, but now it has been replaced by this other one. You can make a zoom, Mikel. This is a model. It's the F3262, and this one, the new one, is the F3400. The main difference between one and the other is this one, it only uses an analogical signal, while this one, it's digital. Digital, it enhances the quality of the signal, you reduce the noise, and it have other features like with some other devices that you have, you can, in case of you lose it, so you can just block it, and it will stop being operational. So in case of loss, in case of theft, it's a useful functionality. Things to know about this. You always, before switching on, you always need the antenna. Otherwise, it can create problems in the handset if you switch it on and you start pushing the button. So always have the antenna before switching on. Never hand it by the antenna, otherwise you can see that it's completely broken. Okay, always hand it through the main handset. The functionality, how we use the handset, here they have the PTT button, so you have to push it and then you can talk. It's a technology that when you talk, the other person cannot talk, otherwise you cannot listen. So either you talk, either you listen. So the big recommendation here is, before start talking, think. Then when you know what you want to say and how you want to say it, you press, and then you communicate. And at the end, you give, you pass the message to the other. So there is some code that you have been seeing during the training that you have to use in order to allow the other person to communicate. Don't start talking before pushing the button or just when you push the button. Always give you some second, 1 second before start communicating, otherwise your message will be cut. Recommendation also the antenna to be vertical. This is related to the polarization. It makes more weak the signal if you don't have the antenna in a vertical position, and also keep some distance to talk. Don't talk super close, neither super far. Okay. Last tip: never communicate sensitive information through this. This is an open technology; everyone can listen. So never communicate sensitive or conflict information. This is about the handsets. We recommend to have one handset, one antenna, and one battery per user. Okay. Then, if you order kits, they will come with a charger, but you don't need to have one charger per handset. You need to have enough chargers, but not need one handset, one charger, unless you have only one per site, only one handset per site. The same about the batteries. The opposite. You better have spare batteries. You can remove it, put it to charge, and replace it where you keep doing your use of the handset. So it's always advisable to have more batteries. So there is not a direct formula on how to calculate how much, but there is some recommendations. Later, we'll show you one document that we prepare where we summarize all these tips and all these informations. We have also a long antenna. This it's for this model, and this is to be used only in contexts where there is poor coverage. Okay, it's not for all the contexts because it's more sensitive. It's more easy to break also. This about handsets. We have also the base. This is the base. All models are the 5061 or 5062 models. Now this is the new model 5400, also able to have a signal. It can have both. It can have analogical and it can have digital. And now in OGBA we are doing OGBA and all MSF we are doing a migration from analogical to digital. So these are the new models that we are advising recently. This can be installed in vehicles, in MSF vehicles, or in radio rooms. It's the same device for both. And to use this, you need I don't have it here, but you plug a microphone, an external microphone with a cable, and you communicate through this. The same advices as with the handset in order to talk. More antennas. About antennas, you have here. This is two models. You can zoom out. These are magnetic antennas. Okay, this is to be used in vehicles. Normally, the magnetic antennas, you use it only on rental vehicles where you don't want to make holes to have the installation. They have different lengths. It's also related to the format on the device that you have. And then you have, I don't have it here, but you have the fixed antenna that for this you need a drill and you need to drill the vehicle and do the installation. The permanent antennas, we recommend it for MSF vehicles. So we will keep them for all the use of the vehicle, while the magnetic, it's more for at the beginning when we arrive to some place that we don't have our own vehicles or for rental vehicles and we want to have the base installed there. The other antenna that we are going to see is the Catherine antenna. This, can you see? Okay. This normally goes in a pole and it goes as high as possible. This is the antenna to be used in a radio room. Okay, so this will be connected through a cable, a long cable. It will be connected to a surge arrestor, which is like this to avoid destroying the equipment. And Then it will be connected to the base, and the base will be connected to a battery. In a radio room, you will have one battery with a battery charger, and in the vehicle, it will be connected to the battery of that you will have there in the vehicle itself.
Paloma is asking about the storage. Charged batteries.
Storage of charged batteries. If we are talking about these batteries, normally when we are using them in the field, we have always normally in the radio room you have kind of two baskets, or can be two boxes, where we have full batteries and empty batteries. So someone arrives to the radio room, drop the empty battery in the basket, or put it to charge if there is a space in the charger, and when it's full, you put it next. There is not a big problem. You can just store them, and when a new user arrives, so they can take it. And so every time ordering for the first time a catering, a surge arrestor has to be bought, right? Yes, there is the catering normally it comes with a kit, but the surge arrestor it doesn't come with. In difference with the HF antenna, with the surge arrestor, it's part of the kit. In the VHF, it's not the case, so it needs to be ordered separately. Let me show you one document. I'm changing what I said you before, so I'm going to.
You can share.
I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to show you one document that we prepare with Harold about VHF. This document or similar document we prepare for all the other technologies. Let me enhance a little bit the view. Okay. So here you can see it. It explain the context. It means what is VHF and where we recommend to use it for short distances, in open areas, regular missions, when we want some independence and with some minimum user skills. We don't recommend it when we need confidentiality or urban or mountainous areas, long distances, missions that are exploratory missions, because we need a license. We need a governmental license to use it, or in case of bad perception in some areas. So this is a bit we will share all these documents with you so you can go a bit deeply on this. Then we have the equipment. What we recommend for a regular field user, we recommend the handset in a kit. This is what it comes in a kit. This is what we are talking about: the handset, antenna, battery, about the chargers, other batteries, long antenna, or what I mentioned before. And here we have the different codes with a description, the cost that it's currently there. It can have some change, but not dramatical change on this. So you can estimate how much it can cost to open a new mission or to renew material. Other items that are not included in the kit that can be interesting. So this is for the handsets. For vehicles, same explanation with the equipment that comes with the kit. Now here we have, sorry, I'm going a bit up. Here we have the code of the kit and what it composes. Then we have the kit content here below. So it's detailed all the pieces that are there. And also, as Paloma was mentioning, so for example, in the kit for the base, it comes with the battery charger. So with one kit VHF, you already have the battery charger there. You don't need another one if you have HF radio. And then additional items that are not in the kit. So as we're saying, the lightning arrestor or the batteries that will be needed there. We have also an emergency kit that it's to deploy only in case of explosions or emergencies. It comes 5 handsets, one Catherine antenna, and one antenna for a vehicle, one magnetic, one fixed, so you can adapt to the situation. And here the content. No, we see handsets. We have, so it's a more complete kit to be quick deployed to in case of emergency. here a little bit the schema that I was explaining. We have the Catherine antenna, we have the cable, we have the lighting arresta, another cable, we have the search, the TOS meter. Going to show you when I finish to show the document. I have it also here, and we will see also for the HF. Both HF and VHF, they use the TOS meter to measure the signal and the noise. And then the last points here mentioned that it's needed the license, the radio, normally with the ministry of each country. There are some countries that allow the use, like Congo, South Sudan, Niger, but for now they were not allowing the importation of material, Nigeria, etc. And other countries, Yemen, Palestine, that so far it's not possible. As per the information we have, or countries that are in process, like Syria, it's there, or other places, other missions that we have in OCBA, and that we are not sure because we didn't ask for this information. We have also a file, a tool that's an Excel file calculator where all the codes, all the prices are there, so you can open and play a bit with it and estimate which material you need, if you need a kit, if you need a different element alone. And finally, a bit of advice on procurement and reparations, how to proceed. If you're doing a new procurement, how to assess the needs, how to confirm what you need, how to communicate with the procurement unit in HQ, and how it will go, the process afterwards. If there is some devices that need to be sent to repair, also how you need to involve the supply department of your mission to send the PO, the request, and how it will work. And a final point that we thought it's important also, because as we are replacing many equipment, many obsolete equipment, how to dispose, how to deal with the waste. Here you have to know also that most of the telecom equipment is sensitive equipment, so we cannot just move it from one place to another. A radio handset can be interesting for some groups. So if we are going to dispose, even if we think that it's not useful for us, maybe some other can find interesting. So there are some recommendations to cleaning the frequencies, to remove the battery, and to drill, to destroy the screen, to drill and destroy the RF card, for example. Then if you have an agreed local authorized recycling center, you can do it in a normal way. Otherwise, to maybe we are seeking the option to send it to one of the hubs, MSF hubs that maybe have in Barcelona, in Nairobi, or somewhere else that we can support you on the destruction of material. We have to see if need to be transported through IMS staff or visits, or maybe if the volume is big, we need to seek for a standard transport procedures. So these documents exist, and we are just finishing all of them. As you see, it's quite recent, the date, for all the technologies. I'm not going to show the others because it's more or less the same idea, but I wanted to show one that we are going to share with the coordinators, with LOCO, with supply teams, and with ICTs. This is the people that will have access, and you will have it also because we are going to put it in a link in the forum. Okay. Now I stop sharing my screen.
Mohamed was asking about the installation of the source arrestor. I think that you already mentioned it. If it has to be or not in the same pole of the antenna.
No, it will be inside the radio room normally, the surge arrestor. No, Harold, if I'm not wrong, you can complete where Harold did more installations than me.
Yes, so they will be installed always on the wall outside the radio room, protect from the rain,
Perfect.
Is it clear, Mohamed? Put the question on the chat.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you the HF. This is a smart tuner. This is for the quadra loop antenna. Yes, it's possible to see. This you're going to, for this you need to put 4 poles, okay, making a square. This will go to one of the poles, and then the cables, they will be distributed through the 4 poles, creating a loop. Okay, this is the smart tuner plus the cable for the. From here, there will be a cable going down the pole and connecting to the surge arrestor again, the lightning arrestor connected here, and another cable that will be connected to the HF base. Okay, this is the new is the Envoy XM RF unit. Okay, this it works both for radio rooms and for vehicles. Normally, vehicles you install it under the passenger seat or under the driver's seat. Yeah, it's here. Have the connectors. It go with a handset. This is a old model. I don't have the new model, but this is the handset where you establish the call, and it go also to a speaker that is connected here. And as I was mentioning before, the TOS meter. That is this device that help with the cross noodles to detect if you are in a good range to make the communication. So this, it's the same unit for both vehicles and radio room. Tips for this. Well, sorry, before going this, for the radio room, this is the antenna, as I showed, the smart tuner. You can have also a dipole in case you have less space or for other contexts. Also, this is explained in the document, when to use one, when to use the other. And for vehicles, you have a tuner that is connected. Normally, you have all that you have MSF cars. You have in the front right a tuner with an antenna. Okay. In the models 9350, it was an analogical tuner. So the recommendation is not to change from one channel to another if you are in movement. It's a mechanical thing, the tuning, and it can damage. But with the models that we are mostly installing now, the 3040, this is a electronic tuner, so this problem is not there anymore. Things to know with the handset, this is different than with the VHF. For this, it's important to talk loud and clear, as loud as you can, because the volume, it affects you. If you talk far and you don't have a high voice, the signal will not go through as well as if you talk loud and clear. Okay, there is more noise in the HF than in VHF. Again, here we are not passing sensitive information. We restrain this. Okay. The transmitter is always needed.
So they're asking about the utility in the field, the advantage. In fact.
Okay, Iridium will show later. Okay, for transmitter, the system can work without the transmitter. And Harold, you correct me again. The system can work without the transmitter, but you have more risks to not be properly communicating and have a high risk of spoiling the equipment. Okay, Harold, you complete me here.
Okay, thank you very much. So transmitter is always in need in the radio room. So in the vehicle, you can you don't need to use it. It will not. You will not have a problem like a dysfunctioning. Something is not running well. So the transmitter is like a thermometer. If we make a comparison between a human body and a mobile station, it gives you only the state, the health of state of your station, if your station is well or not.
Thank you.
Am I clear?
Aquesta també. Okay, so now we are moving to see the satellites. So we abandon the radio and we move to satellite devices, cell phones. We will start with the Thuraya. Let me just okay. We will start with the Thuraya. This is the. This is the Thuraya that we have. Thuraya, we have Iridium, and the other one we have is the ISAT phone in Marsat. Okay. We start with the Thuraya. Some advices for this: always to carry with a bag. These small bags where you can put the chargers and other accessories. You can carry as a kit like this. You don't forget anything, and you are sure that to have everything handy. You can have also an extra battery in case you are thinking to have a long trip. This will protect and keep more discreet the material. Okay. To make a call, always deploy the antenna. Okay, never try it without, because you need the antenna to be pointing the satellite in order to acquire the signal. And until it's not acquired the signal, you will not be able to communicate. So most probably you will need to look for the signal. As you have seen during the training, Thuraya is uses geostationary satellite. It means that the satellite will be always in the same place. So once you realize when to point the antenna, you know that always you have to point it in the same direction, and then try to avoid to point the phone to the satellite, and then when talking, moving it to the other direction, because you will lose the signal, or you can degrade the quality. Okay. Always look for before trying this. Look for open spaces, flat fields, or on the roof of a building. Like this, you will have more options to find the satellite and avoid disturbance. Don't try it next to a wall, next to a building. It will most probably complicate a lot getting the signal. It takes a certain time to acquire the signal. Sometimes it's 1 minute, sometimes it's less, but normally it's 1 minute to have to make sure that you have signal. So don't expect that you will switch it on. So deploy the antenna, switch it on, and you can call automatically. So you have to wait this minute. So always when thinking on making a call, maybe it's good to switch it on a little bit before that you need it in order to start acquiring the signal, and you can optimize your time. Another thing, as you are communicating through a satellite, there will be a delay on the communications. It means that when you talk, the message will go to the satellite and then it will come back. So you need to learn how to communicate. You need to leave space to the other person to answer you. Okay, don't get into a rush. Pass clear message and wait for the other to confirm that receive it, answer, and then continue with the conversation like this. This is the preferred method to exchange sensitive information. Okay, this is it's not 100% independent because it relies on operators, on global operators, but normally they cannot interfere the communications. And these global operators, normally they don't cut the signal one day from the other without, if it's not because there is an issue in the satellite. Normally the communication is available. So it's quite reliable. It's the radio equipment. It's more reliable in terms of always being there. It doesn't depend on anyone, but this one is quite reliable in this case. It's quite independent. Also, one option you can do if you are passing regular calls, it's good maybe to have record the contacts, the MSF contacts in the phone, but be careful not to put confidential contacts, because if you lose it and someone else get it, there is no password protected. So you will be exposing the contacts to whoever find it. Important, this device, you can open it, and here inside, it's located the SIM card, the sat phone SIM card from Thuraya. This SIM we manage from here, Harold or me, through the platform and with a supplier that activate, deactivate, and can update alerts and other things in the SIM. So in case of loss of the SIM card, report it immediately, because we have the capacity to block it. So like this, you avoid other people passing calls as if they were MSF when they are not, or having high consumption on that. High consumption and having a big invoice that you will receive because you didn't cut the line on time. Okay. Also, make sure that the SIM is operational before any need, at least 24 hours. If you have a movement and you want to make sure that the SIM is operational, try it at least 24 hours to make a call, a normal call. And if it doesn't work, you can communicate with us and we can talk with the supplier. If you communicate with us the same day, it's quite unlikely that we can give you an answer, because we have some timings with the supplier. They don't work on weekends normally, and so on. So always check it the day before. Like this, you give us the time to make sure everything is operational. Also, before a movement, make sure that the batteries are fully charged. Bring some spare, as I said before. And now something else. So this is a docking station. A docking station is something that can be placed in a ready room or in a safe room. Okay. The good point on this is that the handset will be plugged here, so you don't need to use the handset. You can use the external handset. You can deal the number through here. But then the good point is that it's a long cable, 25-meter cable, that you can place it in the rooftop of your building somewhere, with the antenna pointing in the direction that you know the satellite is, making sure that you have always a signal when it's needed. In case of emergency, you just need to deal, and the line will be there, because you already it's always switch on. It's always pointing the good direction. This is the other cable that goes here is the GPS. Thuraya, before establishing a communication, it always sends the GPS position. So it's important to have this cable. So you set up everything in the radio room or in the safe room, and then you can use it without more need than having the handset here. Then if you need to take it out, you just unblock this and you bring it out and you use it as a normal handset. This is the same. We have the same for this is for Iridium. This is the docking station. It's not this. It's this part, and this is the antenna that you can put wherever is needed. Even in a vehicle, you can also place it. Talking about vehicles, you can also have the Thuraya inside the vehicle and place. This is inside the box, but it's a magnet antenna. Well, this is not magnet, but we have another. This is sticker, but we have another. It's magnet. You can just put it on top of the vehicle, and this make you that you don't need to go out from the vehicle to pass the call. You have always connection, so it's more discreet in a way, or you take less risks. In another way, it's less discreet, because if they see the antenna, they may know that you have something in the vehicle. Okay. This is for the handsets and for the devices. Now I'm going to share you the plans. So let me share the screen. just for you to have an idea. And then I'm going to show you the platform that we use. Let me see if, no, I'm not sharing the code. No. No, okay. So these are the plans that the different cost, no? Because you know that a handset, it have a price. Normally each handset it's around 1,000 euros, more or less. And then you have a subscription. So despite the radio that you have the initial cost and then you don't need to pay nothing else normally, except maybe the country license in some cases. But with sat phones, you have a monthly cost. Okay. Activate a SIM card, it differ from Isatphone is for free, activate, deactivate, or activate the same again. For Isatphone in Marsat, the cost is 0. For Thuraya, activate it or reactivate is 15 euros. And if you want to deactivate it, is for free. Iridium, the initial activation is 0. The activation is also 0. But if you want to reactivate the same SIM card, it's costly. So here, our recommendation is if you deactivate an Iridium, never reactivate the same one. We have in MSA, we have SIM cards for free. So you will have in your capital extra SIM cards that you can use. It will, in all the cases, if you reactivate one SIM card, the phone number will change. So there is no added value to reactivate a Iridium SIM card. Then the plans, it differs also from one to another. For Isatphone, the plan it costs 36 euros per month, and it includes 10 free minutes or that you already paid. And that's why, for me, it's important that you make tests, real calls, to make sure that the devices work, because you have these 10 minutes that are included. So there is no saving on not passing a real call. 10 minutes per month that are included. So the 10 first minutes, the cost will be $36, whatever happened. For Thuraya, we have two. Normally, we go for the allowance plan, which is 35 euros per month. 39 euros per month. And it includes 35 euros in communications. It can be to any kind of device. And then Iridium, we have two plans, and normally we go for the seasonal, that it includes 10 minutes communication per month with a cost of almost 50 euros. Then each one have a minimum commitment. It means that you cannot quit before, or you have to pay a bit extra. Normally it's 1 month, but for Iridium it's 3 months. And here in context, we mentioned when to use one plan or when to use another. And we, in all the cases, we set up alerts on the platform about $50. It means that when your device communicates for $50 extra cost than the normal package, the plan cost, it will send an alert to the logistic coordinator, to the cell Teloco, to the ICT, and to us, to Harold and me. This is just to inform that this device, this SIM, has been communicating for a while. If you have options to change from one SIM to another, you know that you already paid for it, so go ahead. But if it's not the case, so just to be aware that there is a consumption. Sometimes some users, they don't know how that it's costly, and they just communicate in a normal way. This is important. The communication between Thuraya and Thuraya, it have a small cost. It's high, but it's small compared to communicate Thuraya to cell phone, Thuraya to Iridium or other. The same happened with Iridium. When they communicate Iridium to Iridium, have a cost, but if they communicate to other devices, this cost is higher. So just to be aware on this. And now I'm going to show you the platform, platform we use to do all this.
Omar, I think that you raised your hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still have a question or not.
Yes. I wanted to ask what does the plan include? How many minutes or how much does it cost to make a phone call?
Okay, I don't have it here with me now. I will share it by the end. The tables we manage on cost between one device and another. Okay. This platform that I'm showing here is the one we use with our supplier, which is called IEC Telecom. This is where we have all the SIM cards that we have in all the missions for Vegan, Thuraya, Iridium, and Inmarsat. So here, for example, you can see we have 11 pages. We have around 1,000 SIMs that we are handling with all the missions, or that has been in the platform. We have also some that are not active right now, but this is more to show you that, well, we have here with the SIM number. Here we have the last time that this SIM communicate, which country it was, and when it has been active, and if it has been inactive, when it has been inactive. Okay. And if we and if there is nothing, it means that this SIM it's still not active. So we can activate it by entering to the SIM. We see that this SIM it belongs to Mission Nigeria because we sent to them. Well, in this case they reported that it was not found, but if there are some that they are there, and then if we want to customize here, normally we put the code, the SECO, which is the content code, and here we set up who will receive the alerts, and we can just activate the plan as I showed you before. The entry 1 year. There are different options. No, we normally select which plan we want. When we want to be effective, we choose in the calendar. If it's normally it's monthly, month by month. So unless it's an emergency, we always activate it by the first of the month. And the same when we want to deactivate one SIM that it's already active, we deactivate it by the end of the month. Like this, we don't pay an extra month. Here also we can set up the alerts. So in this case for Mozambique, we have it to $100, but we can change it to 50. And like this, when it arrives to 50, it will send an email to the loco of Mozambique. And here, as we're showing the option to deactivate it, this is something that we do in a day by day. Okay, so just it was to show you this part, and then other things. We can see the current usage of the SIMs. Here we see that this SIM already consumed this month $42 in Congo. These other in Mali 10. These other in Mali 3. And like this, we can also take a look on this. All the SIMs are grouped by sub-accounts, so each country have the SIMs that they belong to this mission. And we can see also the billing. We can see month by month how much they pay, which numbers did they call. All this information is something that we can know. If at some point one phone number is exceeding the time and we receive an alert, one thing that sometimes the coordinators ask us is to get a report of this line to know which are the current month calls, and maybe we can detect if there is a misuse or if everything it's correct. Okay, so this was the part of the sub phones that I wanted to mention. If nothing else on this point, I will move to the next part on the vegan. Okay, it's not more.
Take a show.
Vegan need to be make clear that we are a telecom department, Harold and me. Now there will be Julia will join us soon. She's will start next month, so I will not continue in the position. But the vegan part, it's not the telecom department who support anything related to vegan. It's still under IT. Okay, so the mission IT The referent IT is the one that will answer better the questions about vegan. Vegan, we use it normally in radio room, in safe rooms or in explos or in places that we need a connection and we don't have internet. So this we can have voice and data together. It comes in a box like this. Here we have the antenna and the device itself. It's quite simple to prepare it. You just need to open the package and then you remove the device here. So it's go apart. This is the antenna and this is the modem, this is the communication. This you need to place it somewhere high in an open space, in a protected area for anyone to touch it, and the same, you need to point it the direction of the satellite. Inmarsat, as Thuraya, they have a geostationary satellite, so it will be always the same place, so it's okay to place it, to keep it always in the same location. It's advised to have at least 2 people to do the installation because you will put this quite high and then you will have a cable that goes towards the device. And when you switch it on, it will start beeping depending if it finds signal or not. If it doesn't find signal, it will be separate beeping and not so much constant, while when detect the signal, it's make a weaker sound and more continuous. So it's always better to have someone giving the instructions, hold the quality, and also you will have here in the screen how much power it's receiving. You have a minimum of 54 decibels, that is the recommended, if I'm not wrong, that to have to acquire enough good signal to be able to operate. Here, as said, you can activate or deactivate the different ports. You have different LAN ports where you can put the cable and connect to your laptop and have, after properly setting up the modem here, connecting to the signal, start communicating using as a modem, having internet. But you can also configure a Wi-Fi network and just connect to the Wi-Fi network, so you don't need to be so close. For this also, it's we recommend to use the cable because opening the Wi-Fi, you can consume the data quite quickly and the cost is high. So unless you are in a situation where you want to share the signal with several people, it's better to use the cable and use it only when you need it. Always close all the tabs in your navigator that you don't need. Disconnect all the automatic updates. Like this, you save data. Otherwise, you can consume the package quite quick. Okay. With vegan, you have also some plans. You have a monthly fee that is around 16 euros, and this is shared with all the vegans in OGBA. So everyone is consuming from a big bag of data until a certain amount that we hired. So it's a shared resource. But at some point we reach this, we use all the package, and from that month we start paying month by month. Okay, and we pay for the communication. In specific cases where we want to have more data than the minimum, you can hire what it's called the vegan link, and it comes with different plans from 2.5 gigabytes, 10 gigabytes, 330 gigabytes. And so you pay more per month. 2.5 gigabytes per month is 320 dollars. You can have it for 3 months, so it's a bit less, 240, or if you have it for the full year, it's 200 dollars. But if you want to have 10 gigabytes per month, then it will come 600. And if you want 30 gigabytes, it will be 1,340 euros. So this is to be used in situations where you are with no other option of internet, no Starlink, no fiber, no other things, and just to be used in a critical situation, okay? Or security rooms, or when you are in explores and a bit isolated. If there are no questions, I will leave here the vegan part, and now I'm going to the PTT. Okay.
Question.
Sí. I have to leave. No.
No, Mohammed.
Mohammed.
You have a
Go ahead.
question? Go ahead with the question.
I wanted to ask if we have a good internet connection and began needs update for the framework, we can connect it to the internet connection, not to the not to its could I connect it to the Wi-Fi and update the platform to keep the package of the Iridium Go?
Wow, a very specific question. I'm not able to answer you right now for this. I said vegan. It's better you discuss this with who is Edgar, no, the IT for you. Better talk with him. He will give you better advice on this because I cannot answer. If you have good internet and if you are not so it's not a vegan, it's not a satellite, you have something that you can consume and you can update whatever you need because you're using you have a fixed price and there is no problem. Here the only thing that you have to be careful is that the vegan, it comes with a certain package. So if someone of the users abuse and consume more, it will leave the others without it, or it will leave you the end of the month without it. Then you can, if you need it for operational or for security, it's not a problem. You can request an extension of the package, but you will pay another package for it. Okay. Now we can talk later. You explain a little bit more. Yes, Kajo Keji. Loboka. Huh?
Yes. What I really want to know is what do you really consider much when you want to set up a beacon?
I consider first where I want to have my base, where I want to have the place to connect. Normally will be inside in my office or some office or the safe room, and then the cable, it have a certain length, so you have to make sure that the cable, you can deploy the full cable, and then where you put the antenna, it have to be clean. There should not be trees or buildings surrounding because it have to point to the satellite. If you are lucky and you have a narrow space, but the satellite is just in that direction, it's also okay. Yeah, you don't. The only thing that you need to make sure is that the antenna can point directly to the satellite. And then the other thing I mentioned is to make sure that no one can go and touch, move the antenna or steal it or whatever. No, so it have be somehow protected space. It's not a problem. the weather, it can rain, it can snow. Well, if it snow, maybe it covered a little bit the antenna, but if it's not the case, yeah, just make sure that it's clean, time to time clean it, but don't move it. Once you find a good direction, don't touch it because then you will need to do all the process again. Okay?
Yeah, thank you so much.
So PTT, you did the training, you already know, but it's very similar than a VHF. No, it's the same handset. This is the same supplier. So ICOM. So it's very look like the antenna is a bit different, and this is because instead of communicating handset to handset, what we communicate is with the satellite. So here again, the same advice as I was saying before when talking with sat phones. here, in order to pass the conversation, you need to think first, you need to press the button, pass the message, release, and think that it will take a few seconds, or normally it's short because it's using Iridium. Iridium is using a low orbit, so it's quicker than Thuraya or Isatphone, so it's less delay than the others, but somehow there is a delay, so you need to know that you have to wait a little bit before starting communication, and when finishing and when pressing out, you have to wait until the other will answer you. Okay. We are more strict on that the antenna should be pointing up. We say that the VHF, it should point up because of polarization. Here it should point up because of the satellite. So again, if you find the good direction where the satellite is, make sure you are not moving around. We have the tendency to start talking and moving around because we think better. Stay stable and point the good direction where the satellite is. Okay. This is the solution for a field user, for someone who is communicating and moving. If we are in a vehicle, we have two options. One is we want to keep this mobility. So with the same handset, we want to use it in the car, but when we want out, we want to take it. So we can use a docking station that it will be placed in the vehicle. We just place it inside as we saw before. We need to replace the antenna for an adapter, a cable, and a magnetic antenna that I don't have here, but you put in the roof of the vehicle, and then you can communicate in the same way. This is one option, and the other option is if you just want to have a fixed base in the vehicle, is to install this. This you install it in the vehicle. You have all the connectors, all the plugins, and it go with the handset that you use it to communicate. Okay, this, well, it can go. You can go a bit farther if you don't want to be next to the driver to talk. You can go out, but well, the thing is this: is you have it fixed, stable in the vehicle. It can be for the vehicle, but it can be also for the radio room. Okay, so for the radio room, you will have this base, or you can think also in the same. You want the radio room, the radio operator to have a handset and being there, but if he moves, he can bring it out. The same idea. We put a connector, an adapter, and then we have this antenna that we can install the higher possible with the cable that go until the handset, and we can have in a building. Okay. What else do we need to know about PTT? So we say that it works like a VHF, but not really. We need to know that with this, we have the concept of talk group. It means that we have to define which handsets are we going to use, or which stations are we going to use. And these will be the only ones that will be able to communicate among them. It doesn't need to be in the same area. It can be one in Cajoqueji, one here in Barcelona, the other in Malacal. And if we set up properly, we can communicate each other. So it doesn't depend on the distance because we are communicating with the satellite, through the satellite. Okay, so we need to define where will be our area of operations. We have to define which devices will be inside, and and then we need to pay. There is all these have a subscription. We have as one subscription that you have to pay. Normally it's yearly, every 12 months, but it can be every 3 months, which is a bit more expensive, for the concept of talk group, for allowing us to communicate among each other. And then there is a monthly subscription for each device. Okay, so each device, it pays, and it's quite costly. It's around 70 euros per device also. Okay, here I'm going to show you the platform now. Let me share with you. So this is the platform that we, yes, one second. Because now they make it a bit more secure, so I need to enter a code. Then, okay. So here we can see the different talk groups that we have in Outback. For example, we have one for Gaza that, as you can see, there are some devices in Gaza and one device here in Barcelona. So we can talk from here to here. In Mozambique, we have one that covers the region that they want to talk. In Sudan, we have this one that it covers Juba, it covers Malakal and the Sobat corridor, and we have also Yambio, Tambura and surroundings, and we have this other only for Yambio. We have this other for Darfur area that we define with 3 different squares, and it covers all our area of operations. And here is the one that we are going to use to show a little bit more, is we are using for training. So basically you define based in squares or circles, which area do you want to cover. You can easily select the area, you can make it bigger, smaller, and it's telling us here, you can see in the side, the area that it's covering is a square, the width and the length. And here, a bit down in the white part, we can see that we are covering 99,330 square meters over the 100,000 that we are allowed. Okay, we have a maximum. Depending on the talk group, if it's a small talk group, we have a maximum of 100,000 square kilometers that we can cover. If it's a medium, it's 300,000, and then we have another that can cover everything. And also each square, it has a minimum. We cannot make it super small. They have a minimum width and length. So this is 150 kilometers per side. With the circles that we can also define, it also have a minimum radius that it's 75 kilometers. On this, we can also twist it if we want. Okay, so we can adapt it to fit whatever we need. And we can have, with a small talk group, we can have maximum 5 figures. We cannot do infinite figures. Okay, we have a maximum. With the medium, we have until 10, and so on. So this is how we define which regions we want to cover. Okay, and then if we go here up to the devices, we can see all the available devices with its identificative name, which normally is the email, part of the email. And then we see the talk groups, and we can define which is part of which one and how we want them to communicate. Okay, so basically we have this capacity to define everything. You see that it's quite easy. Let's say it's quite quick. We can modify plans quite easily. And so, well, this is what I wanted to show you. I'm not going to go more in detail. If we enter in one dispositive, we can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of the channels. Okay, it's different talk groups, but we can consider that if one device is in more than one talk group, it's like he can communicate in more than one channel. And the other thing that we can do, in case you lose one device, we can disable. We can block it, and this device will not be able to communicate anymore. Okay, so this is all what we can do with these devices. So this is for the PTT part. Now, there was a question on which are the advantages, no, on this. The advantage, as you can think, is that you can communicate long distances without the need of any infrastructure, big infrastructure. Just with 2 handsets, you are 100 kilometers apart, and if you are set up the talk group, you can communicate. You don't need antennas or so. Related to HF, it's quicker, it's easier, and it's much more expensive. This is the point. Okay, let me review. I have it somewhere here about the talk group cost. But yes, the small talk group is $67 per month per group. The medium is $72, and for the devices, 1 year activation, 12 months commitment, you pay $70 per month. So imagine you have 10 devices, you will be paying a bit more than 7,000 euros per month. So comparative to HF, that it's free, and also the devices are costly. It's not that the devices are for free. Each one have a cost. This, for example, it's 1,200 euros at least, and then the charger, and then the antennas, the batteries, and so on. No? So it quickly becomes, and if you have a long-term mission, it's much costly to use a PTT than a VHF or an HF. So it's worth, if you know that you're going to stay for a long time, it's worth to implement VHF, HF. If it's an exploratory mission, if it's a short-term mission and you still don't know, this you don't require any license. You go, you use it, you pay for 3 months, and that's it. So this is when we recommend. No? In this context, we recommend. If GSM network is not available or reliable, it can be an option. The problem also with a satellite phone, for example, the satellite phone, you can call any phone. You don't have a limitation. With this, you can only call the other 5, 6, 10 devices that are within the group. So the other person should be always attentive. With the sat phone, you can call anyone. If it's not answering, you have another contact, you can call the other, and so on until someone answers. So you have these pros and cons. I don't know if you have any more questions on this. If not, I'm moving to the last topic because we are already on time. Yeah, William. Go ahead. Unmute yourself and talk. I'm preparing the other equipment.
Yeah, thanks so much. I just wanted a review on the bigger.
The big.
How to use the bigger. For example, I have one and installed, but I can't call. I can't call any number.
Sorry, William. Can you repeat? I didn't hear you quite well.
Yeah. I said I just want to know on how to use the vegan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it one can call any line, even GMS lines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
With the vegan, let me get it. Where I have the vegan? This. Yeah. Okay. This is the vegan modem. There is one port is then here that you can plug the handset. No, normally you can install any phone. This home line, you can plug it here, and you will get the signal. Okay, when you switch on, when you get the phone, you will listen the tone, and then you need to compose the number, whatever, plus international number. There was some specification. I think at the end you have to mark the dial touch. I don't remember now, but there is something. You will have the guideline that at the end. So you mark the international number 00. If it's Spain, 34. All the number, and then at the end you make the dial, and then you can compose the number, and you will have a normal call. Let's say a normal satellite call. Okay.
Yeah, what are the starters? There are some lead starters. Once is installed, there's orange and then there's green. Those two lights. Yeah. Yes.
I don't have the full knowledge on vegan.
Okay.
You can see the user manual, and then we can go through.
Yeah.
You can wait later. It's okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So now we are moving to the last area, which is the tracking system. Okay. First of all, tracking system, it should not be considered a communications mean. What I mean for this is that normally, as we say, we have the GSM network that most of the cases we use as a primary. Then we choose which is our backup or our primary in cases that we don't have GSM network. So it will be the VHF, it will be the satellite phone, it will be the PTT, whatever. And this should cover all the communications, okay? They should cover all the scenarios in all the places. But in order to ensure the security on our movements, we can choose to deploy a tracking system, okay? This will never replace a communication system. But when you are doing a movement and GSM network is not there, the team leader forget to make a call with the satellite phone, whatever happened, the one who is following up the movement have access to a platform and can see that the tracker is moving in the correct direction with the correct time. It's not in somewhere that we should not be. So it releases a little bit the pressure. It helps you to know where your team is and to make sure that everything is okay. And then you can see why the call didn't arrive on time and so on. But at least you know the movements are following the pattern that you expect. Okay. So it cannot be taken as a primary communication mean. It's a support tool. We have different models. We can have in a mobile phone. We have one supplier of tracking system. It's called TrackSat, who deploy a smartphone application, which use your GPS, your mobile phone GPS. You need to have it in the platform, and then you just activate it. You set up how often you want to communicate. You can send message. So it's the simplest and inexpensive tracking system to be used when you have GSM network 100% of the time. Okay. This is one option. Another option, we have other devices that also use GSM, okay, GSM SIMs. This it's a good option for some scenarios. Scenario where we will try to use this, it's where we have network. There is this that you can have it in your pocket, or there are others that are, I don't have it here, but you just plug it in the vehicle and it goes with the vehicle, so you don't have to worry anymore. You put the SIM card, and when the vehicle start moving, it start reporting to the platform, and you can follow the movements. These are the GSM-based trackers. We have then the others, which is the satellites. All these are satellite-based systems that what they do is to report with a satellite. You have Iridium, some Iridium, which is this, for example. Yes, Garmin, go with Iridium. You have the Spot Trace or Smart 1C, or this Spot Gen 4. This work with another satellite called Global Star. Okay. And this is BB. It's another satellite we are not using anymore. The difference with this is that the GSM ones normally you use it in city center, in areas where you have, I say, GSM antennas. You do constant movements, change of direction, so you can set up a short report time, and they will follow quite a lot the movement. It doesn't bother if there are buildings, if there are trees, and so on. It reports regularly. The satellite systems, you will use it when doing long trips, mostly from capital to project, long distance trips, because they will be connecting with the satellite. You can set up short frequency, but mostly these trips are long distance, so you keep in the same row most of the time. So you can set less regular messages to be sent, which will consume less data and will become with cheaper packages than if you report more regularly. Okay. What else? You have, as I mentioned, you have these portable devices that the only point here is that you need to make sure that you remember to bring it with you. You remember to switch it on. You remember to place it in a place where they can see the sky. So several things that you have to remember, that the battery is charged, etc. And you have the integrated devices. This integrated, it go in the vehicle, you plug it with the battery, and you forget about them, and they start reporting only when there is movement. So it's a bit more expensive, but it offers other functionalities. On this, we have also these devices that they go with batteries. They have a AAA battery. So when the battery finish, they don't inform you normally. So maybe you finish your trip without battery. So you need to make sure to change the batteries before each trip, or calculate how long the life of the batteries is there. And then to replace the batteries, you have to unscrew them, replace the batteries, put new batteries. So this it's not so good for some trips that you will consume a lot of battery, no? But if you are going to areas where you will not have any power source, so maybe just bringing enough batteries with you, this will be a good solution. Normally, these ones that you don't have interface, you place it in to follow containers or to follow vehicles that you don't want to pay attention. You just keep it there. If there is no movement, they will not report, so they will not consume battery. When there is start movement, they will start report. So maybe to detect if someone is stealing you something, it can be an option also. Okay, and this is the model that we are using more lately. This is a Garmin Mini 2, Inreach Mini 2, which is the good point of this. It's very small. Despite of this is easy because you just drop it there in the vehicle and it will report. You need to make sure that the logo is facing up, but then no problem on pointing this. You need to make sure that the antenna is pointing to the sky. But then here you can set up easily with the screen and with buttons. You can play, you can change the frequency to report, you can send SMS message, you can have context. Then you can pair it through Bluetooth with your smartphone, and you download the application in your smartphone, so you don't need to touch it anymore. You leave it there. You can. It's good to hide it. It's good to place it maybe in a tissue box like this. No one see. You keep a low profile, and then as it is paired with your smartphone, with the user and password and so on. Then from here you can send a message. You can communicate. You can activate, deactivate, etc. This is the current model that we are using in Gaza. We are using it in Sudan, Darfur, also in Nigeria, and there is just a new model that is coming, the Mini 3 Plus, which it changed the protocol, so meaning that the subscription will be less expensive than this one. For this one, depending on how many messages you send per day or per month, you're paying more. So it can go from 39 euros per month, 49 for a medium plan, or 59 per month for a the big plan, no? And if you consume more, you have to pay extra. Now the new model, the Mini 3, it uses another protocol, and it allows also to send a voice message with the application, and also photos. You can use it as a modem. You can send text, and the screen, it's a touch screen, so you can manage it easier. This is the model that we will start recommending in the future, in the coming months. Not that we will replace the existing ones, because the cost is 200 something euros, 250. The new one is 390. So it's not worthy to replace them one for the other. But new devices that people who request this Garmin solution will go for this new model. There are several points to take into account on which model to use. You need to train the people who will use them. You need to select if you are going to move in a town or in a countryside. You need to know if you will have the capacity to charge them. This, for example, with a USB and plug into a power bank or the vehicle, you can keep it charged. Confidentiality, there are ones that are bigger than other. All this, if the vehicle is ours, we can install there are some that need to install it in a way. If it's not ours, we recommend the portable ones. There is another that I don't have here, the Matrix that we are using in Mozambique. It have GSM plus satellite option, so you can have the SIM card. When you are in a GSM network, they use the GSM, so it's less expensive. And when they go out for exploratory missions, they will use the satellite. So it's a combined option. It's also expensive, the device itself and the plan, but then it consumes less in terms of data exchange. So here, it's important for all this to have a strategy, to know who is going to use it. It will be the driver, it will be the team leader, it will be the log base, the log manager, who will use it in a day by day. The other part, who will do the follow-up? Because this you can put it, but if no one is looking at it, it's useless. So who will be accessing the platform? Who will be doing the active follow-up of the tracking system? So it will be the radio operator, it will be the log base, it will be the log manager, the log co. So, and this person need to be trained on how to use it, okay? You need also, if it uses batteries, you need someone who take care of replacing the batteries. If it's rechargeable batteries, to have another set and changing. If it's a USB, to make sure also that this. So there is several responsibilities that need to be taken into account. To finalize, now, yes, I'm going to share the last platform that we have. This is the one we do the follow-up on the devices. As I mentioned, we are using TrackSat. So this is the remove. Here we can see all the groups that we have, all the devices that are in the system. For example, I can go for this. Here we can see in the left, we can see all the devices that are there, grouped by groups that we define. No, this, for example, is for Sudan. We have for Sudan, we have White Nile, etc., or Khartoum, and we can see the name that we give to the device. This is ourselves, and we can see the email of the device here and the model. No, this we know that it's the InReach. It's the Mini 2 with this SIM, and we see that it's 6 days since the last communication it passed. This one here is 16 hours, and the here one is the 34 minutes. We can make a zoom and we can check where the device is. So in this part, we will see the map. So we can easily locate, and in the map, we will see the last movement that this device made. So we see that it moved from here and it followed the river a little bit and then it went here. This is the current location. Okay, so this gives us only the, I don't know if it's the last few locations, or it go by time or it go by number. I think it go by time, the last hour or the last 2 hours, something like this. Another functionality we have here is we can see historical data. We can open this menu and we can go to history and we can choose, okay, I want to see the last 7 days or today or yesterday. So let's choose only last 7 days. Like this, we will have a little bit of data. Then I need to do search. It will retrieve and it will tell me that he found 202 records the last 7 days. I can retrieve. And with this report type that is interactive, like you can see in the top of the pop-up window, he will open another tab showing me the last movements. So I can see where it has been. Here I have, if I'm going to the left, I can see that start movement on the 20th, and I go down and it's pointing me the different points where it has been. No? So I can easily track the movements that this device have been doing the last days. Okay. Now you will ask, this device at some point, it made something very strange. It went very quickly to another area, as you can see this here. Why this happened? In some countries, in some areas, the government have tools that they produce jamming. Jamming, it's they are sending you a fake GPS position. So when you pass through this point, the signal that you should receive from the satellite is one, and the coordinate that the device receive or the platform receive, it's a completely different one. This is because we are moving in context that there are fightings and there are different sides, and they do this in order to make it a bit more difficult for the other side to operate. So in some cases, this can happen. It's not always. As you see, it's only 1 or 2 in 202 in 7 days, but it's something that can happen. We have seen in different moments, or that we can see that it's in the middle of the ocean. This happened. But well, this is something that we can see, and we can use this tool to follow the movements of a GPS. Okay. Other things that we can follow here. Let me go here. I close this window. If we go to the main page and I go to the configuration option, they will tell me how much data consumed this month and last month is in this part. Okay, we see that last month it consumed 2.7 kilobytes, and this month so far we consumed 7.5. This helps us to choose which is the best plan for this device. We can, as you remember, I said that we have 8 kilobytes, 17 kilobytes or 30 kilobytes with Garmin. So it depends, you will pay more or less. So this is also part of what we are doing here with Harold. We analyze the monthly consumption of each device, and we can advise if we see that one device is not being used, we can ask what happened, why you are not using. Is because you don't need it anymore, so we can cancel the subscription. Is because you don't know how to use it. It's happened sometime that people arrive in a project and they are not informed that they have a GPS. So in this case, we can just remember them that this exists and they can use it because they are paying for it. Or if they need training, we can contact our supplier, or depending on the kind of training that it's needed, and we can provide this training. So this is a little bit what I wanted to show you, also linked to tracking devices. In this platform, we can also receive a message. Sorry, this I didn't show. Let me show it right now. So here in this envelope, we can see here in the right that we can receive some alert. So this from some devices, if they push the alert button, we will receive it and we can check if it was by mistake. We will resolve it. If it's a big issue, we can follow up. We can contact the mission, or the mission will be the one who will be aware and will react. And that's why I'm saying that someone should be in the side of the mission to do this follow up and be attentive. No, it's like the radio operator who is following a movement, taking notes of every communication he or she receives. The same happened with this. No, if you are following through the platform, you should check it regularly to know if there is an alert or something. Normally, if you receive an alert and you have the website, the platform open, you will receive a noise. So you some noise that will come, and you will be more attentive to it. Now, yes, that I finish with the presentation. Here, as a conclusion, for me, I would say that it's important to know the existing technologies, and there will be more arriving, and there will be others that will maybe become obsolete, but it's important to have a clear strategy to choose the correct one in the correct place, and to engage and train the required staff to have the correct material. If you order just part of the material and you don't order everything, it will not work as it is supposed to do. Each mission has already or should have telecom SOPs where all these details are specified. No, what is our primary communication system, which is our backup for this base, for this other base, in case of movement, etc. Every choice that should have a justification in order to know why we have this technology there and be able to challenge it in case of changes. No, so think about all the technologies that you have in your mission and try to think if it makes sense that they are there. There is not a single valid strategy. It can in the same context, we can choose different strategies that will cover all what we need. No, it will depend on many factors, in fact. So the more you know on the available technology and the context, the mission context, the more you will be able to advise or to request or to do a better choice in your mission. So this, for me, will be the conclusion of this training. All the technologies that we have seen, all the possible scenarios that we are dealing, and when to use one, when to use another. There is no need to have them all, but you need to cover all the possible scenarios to ensure security and to ensure the operations can happen. I'm finishing here, so if you have any other question, just raise your hand, open your mic, or put it in the chat as you wish. Or if you want to comment on your mission, what do you have? If you think that it's the correct one, if you think that it's something missing, yeah, we can take advantage. We have 20 minutes around to open mic. Or just if you want to comment, if it was clear, if it was useful, if you learned something or not. Okay, we see hearts, clapping hands. Keep it there, Omar. Keep the heart there.
I want to say I really love this final session. It's really helpful seeing all the devices. It was really, really interesting. And in our mission, we use a lot the Garmin, like you mentioned, and we even linked it to Google Earth, so we follow also the TrackSat on Google Earth.
Yeah, for TrackSat, we have also a link that we can set up in Google Earth, and we use it also. It's sometimes more user-friendly platform, or you can have a different view. You don't need to be with all the other devices. May I show you? I have all the devices because I'm the referent. Normally, if you are in a project, you will only see the devices of your project. If you're in a mission, you will have only the devices of your mission. You will not have them all. So I said that we will put in the forum the links to the different documents for you to know. Is something that I'm still finalizing. Mostly this last part is the last document I'm finalizing. They will be in English, in French, and Spanish. So if you want to learn languages, it's also an option to use the telecom documents. Yes.
I think in our track set, it's connected to the garments.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Yeah. You said that we can follow smartphones also.
Yes, if you have a smartphone and you have this application and GSM is reliable in the area where you are, this is a good option. I did myself
How
around here, and it was quite okay.
did I need any subscription or to add a group of smartphone in
Yeah. You need to download the application, and then you need to communicate to our provider, or we need to communicate to our provider that this phone will be part of the fleet. And then the only thing that you need is when to have the GPS active in order to be able to report.
What do you mean provided the track set? Yeah, okay.
TrackSat solution. So they develop it themselves. So also it's kind of good because if when I found one bug, so they've been able to solve it quite quickly because they are the developers, so they don't depend on others. For sure, it increased the battery consumption of your smartphone, the data consumption also. But for some cases that you want to keep really low profile and you don't have the option to have enter a GPS to your country, and again, GSM it's reliable. That's can be yeah.
Actually, I have another question. It's related to installation of Catherine antenna. I don't know, but is the surge arrestor replace the lightning arrestor? Yani we don't need install lightning arrestor near the antenna or above the antenna of Catherine antenna.
1 second. Harold, this I will let you answer. You are the specialist in this now. But I'm sharing something that I should not.
Okay, thank you for the question. So for Catherine antenna, as Paul said, we have the document with the scheme. So we will use the lighting arrestor between the antenna with the radio via the transmitter. That's all. This is the only things that we need with radio installation. I don't know if am I clear with the scheme shared by Paul.
Tamam.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Someone else? Yeah. Loboba. No? Sí, Loboca.
Yes, first of all, I would like to say thank you for all this presentation. It has been really of great help to most of us, I know, because seeing such kind of devices takes long. For us, we have some few, maybe 20 to 30% of those devices in the project. But it has given a wider overview of what is happening in MSF, what we have, how should we really plan things. So it's very good, and only that I'm sorry I joined late a bit because of the connection issue. but most of the information I'm able to get it. And I know it will really support me a lot in most of the things in telecommunication. During the presentation for the VHF and HF, I missed, but I want to take you back and ask a question: that who decides for the frequency of the mission?
The mission frequencies, who?
Yeah.
No. So first of all, let me tell you that this session is recorded. So at the end, when we finish, you will have the link, and it will be so in the chat. Normally appears in the Teams at the end. It appears the link to the session, or in the forum you will in the module in the PTT in the LTT Telecom, you will have the link to the session, so you can also watch it again there. Okay, so don't worry for that. Then it's a good question. Who assigned the frequencies? Because I'm not so sure. I know that I don't know if it's MSF who do the request to the government to keep these frequencies only for us, because most of the time we receive the devices already pre-configured with these frequencies. So maybe Harold, you can complete me here. We receive this all the devices already pre-configured from our supplier, because we tell him to configure these frequencies. So I'm pretty sure that it's MSF that have agreements with the different country telecom Ministry of Telecommunications to them allocate us always the same frequency, so we can standardize this. But I should look at this, because I'm not quite sure. I know that always have been like that, but also I know that in some areas, in some regions, sometimes we need to change, because these are already taken. Normally the frequencies, these radio frequencies, it's every country who manage how they allocate or to who they give permission to the frequencies in their country, because they are a low range, no? So normally it's the Ministry of Telecommunications who assign them. Maybe Harold, you can complete me.
Okay, Paul, that is the case. So MSF radio comes with default frequencies. Okay, so when you receive radio with those default frequencies, you have to adapt what you use in your country. So the frequencies allocation is managed by the Ministry of Telecommunication in your country. It will give you some frequencies, then you will config to do the configuration in your radios in order to use. When you receive MSF radio with default frequencies, don't use it. Don't use it. You have to ask before starting use the frequency.
Yeah. Also,
that is
the point. Every year, normally you before start operating, you have to request the license to the ministry. Sometimes it takes some time. That's why we don't recommend normally VHF or HF in the emergency missions. Normally emergency, in some cases when we are there for a long time, long enough, or if there is another MSF section that already get the license, then we go with VHF. But normally we don't use, because it takes a while. And then every year you have to submit a document to the authorities to inform of which devices are you using and how many you have, and which frequencies are you using, just to make sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think thank you so much once again. And one of my last comment is that this kind of training is very important, and for me it deserves a certificate to be there, not only a badge, because it's very important really, and summarizes everything. And I also do commend that let's keep ourselves in the support, in the loops, wherever anyone needs support, like William, who asked for communication with the big gun. I faced the same problem before, and then I had to contact some people, and then later they were like, okay, you can start with the 00, enter the country number, and then the CAS at the end before the call will go through. So we were all defeated. We didn't manage with the Philco and the log manager. All of us didn't manage. So this is something, if we can support each other, I think we will grow together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Luca. Don't forget that for OGBA, we have the OKIs with the logly. There are many documents there and many instructions, manuals that they can support you. In OCB, I think you have the Sherlock, if not wrong. So normally there are all these documents that you can look for yourself, the documentation, try to find these questions where you can solve. Then you have the reference in your, or the supervisor in your country, which they can support you, the coordinator. And then at cell level, at desk level, you also have someone who can support you. Right? So always that you have doubts, work it first on yourself. Don't come with basic questions. Try to solve by yourself. But if you really don't find a solution, don't hesitate to look for solutions within your mission, within your section. But again, now you know many people who did the training, so you can work together. You have a forum. You have many ways to look for solutions.
Thank you very much.
Good. So thank you all. Congratulations to the ones that have already finished all the modules, all the work. If the ones who are something pending, don't leave it too long. Try to close it this week, and like this you will get your badge. If you like it, share it with other colleagues that can be interested. It doesn't need to be an IT or a log manager. It can be anyone from your logistic team that can be interested. So we share with it, and then there will be next sessions. Next month is IT, then supply chain, cold chain, and others. So continue training yourself. It will be good for you. It will be good for your project and for your mission. Michael?
Okay, so yeah, thank you very much to all of you.